Cold, mysterious, and desolate, between the skeletal, jagged mountain ridges, 7 colossal gates rise in layers. They reach for the heavens. Here lies a forbidden realm, where even the dead may not tread, and at the end of seemingly frozen time, it welcomes its first visitor.
You are a supreme deity, the embodiment of annihilation and divine punishment. You possess unparalleled wisdom. Turn back. Do not set foot in Everlost where returning is impossible. You mustn't become one of those lamentations who are restless for all eternity.
The Creatio stone from the primordial age. It lies in the netherworld, beyond the 7 gates, yes.
You already possess supreme power. Why do you still seek the authority of creation? Beyond the 7 gates is a land where neither the sun nor the moon shine. Not even life and death can reach it. Your hands may be capable of bringing about the destruction of countless eons, and your divine gaze may see the end of time. Yet once you set foot in this realm, your divine authority and radiant glory will turn into flowing sand.
That price is insignificant.
His steps no longer falter. The god crosses the threshold of the first gate and allows the surging waters to devour him. In boundless chaos, time and space whirl in search. Only an umber-like world remains, nestled within the barely perceptible crevices of the void.
O goddess of Niava, she is the most brilliant aurora beneath the heavens. We shall sing of her divine name that never fades.
Bricks glazed in dark blue form magnificent, beautiful city gates. They welcome countless worshippers who are here to pray and make offerings to the goddess. The poet plucks the lyre and sings. Accompanied by music, offerings flow like an endless stream into the tall, magnificent divine tower.
Bricks of mud form her body. Her eyes were created from the purest lapis lazuli glaze. Urtama, Ingar, the beautiful twin rivers are her flowing hair, while the riverbank's glimmering jade adorns her neck. She wields a colossal blade to cleave mountains and strike down the monsters to keep them in check. Humans emerged from cramped caves and built houses in the divine tower. They lived under radiant sunshine.
The earth trembles violently as ominous black mist emerges on the horizon. Its menacing claws stretch toward Niava. In the blink of an eye, dark, heavy clouds fill the sky. Fierce gales sweep the river water into turbulent waves.
From the Vestrian! Run, everyone! The monsters have returned!
Chaos erupts at the city gates as people scatter in all directions. They flee to take shelter.
Goddess of Niava, please accept our most sincere offerings and grant us undying courage. Please protect our homeland from the invasions. Lead us to new territory. Oh, no, my lyre!
Stop singing! Run!
The young man, fleeing for his life, The young man, fleeing for his life, grabs the poet and his instrument before running to his home. A ray of light materializes from the top of the divine tower. It transforms into a golden arrow that tears through the clouds. Against the direction of the fleeing crowd, it rushes toward the distant horizon with the force of thunder and pierces the churning black mist. The rivers Otuma and Inga return to tranquility. On the soothing moonlight, Niava falls into a deep sleep. The golden arrow from that ray of light rises once more from the horizon and touches the night sky. Moments pass. Then it falls into the silent divine tower and slowly transforms into an injured figure. The runes spread across my body and form eerie golden patterns. Aside from pain, I can no longer feel anything else. The black mist that clings to me is entwined around my wounds. It silently erodes my consciousness. I try to calm my rapid pained breathing and barely manage to prop myself up with my sword. Why is this body becoming more fragile? My Niava is an extremely delicate world. It and its denies me. But the only one who can help me and save me. I grit my teeth. I don't want to say that name. Zayne. The tower is silent. No one responds. A name once familiar is stuck in my throat like a thorn. Yet it lasts but a moment before instinct for survival prevails over pride and resentment. Zayne! Brilliant radiance, containing swift, insurmountable power, ripples outward. The biting wind cuts my cheek. The pain stings.
I have told you many times, the Vestrayan is not a place for the living. You shall never get the chance to return should you cross the thorny barriers again.
You know my connection to this world runs deeper than blood, and yet why do you want to destroy it? Dizzy and in pain, I collapse, but he catches me. The resentment and blame in my heart haven't subsided, but a louder voice drowns out everything. I need Zayne. Only he can heal my wounds and free me from this terrible suffering.
You?
Even if you want to destroy Niava, you still belong to me at this moment. Obey me. I need you to heal me now. Forcefully wrapping my arms around his neck, I bite Zayne's lips. Give me. I want your power.
Between us, there is nothing but endless taking. Behave. Your injuries. This is your resistance against me?
They're all because of you.
To seek help from the gods, you should let the gods hear your supplications. Understood. Feel this, and remember what I'm giving you.
It hurts, but his power keeps flowing.
Focus.
Don't even think about making me obey you.
All of this is what you wished for, no? The ritual won't end because you want it to.
Zayne.
Accept it. This is a power only you can possess. I have answered your pleas and your desires, yet I sense an even deeper craving.
The last ray of heavenly light is about to be devoured. In this world, where even death has long since vanished, the final judgment is nigh. Only embers burn as if to represent this world's final breath.
The natural order of fate is no more. Stop clinging to what remains.
The long bow is taut like a crescent moon. Light converges onto the bowstring and transforms into arrow of molten gold. Heaven and earth sense imminent destruction. The air is filled with shrieks and wails.
Annihilation balances the cosmic order. What shouldn't exist ought to crumble in Oblivion's hands.
The arrows released from the bowstring transform into several streams of golden light. Earth-shattering power is unleashed. A triangular spire materializes in the void, trapped within the golden Enzu, its beak and feathers razor sharp. It can barely cling to life.
Be gone.
Zayne tightens his grip, and golden dust falls through the gaps between his fingers. This bird meets oblivion in the distant depths of the universe, and a newly born golden Enzu spreads its wings in another unknowable place. A snowflake drifting from the unknown land lands quietly on the back of his hand. It leaves behind a fleeting coldness.
It's snowing.
Sunlight filters through the magnificent curtains and casts shimmering ripples across the pool. Within the empty hall, only my footsteps break the silence. The cracks in the blade have been repaired as well. I swing the sword, and abundant power reverberates throughout the divine tower. Even my body trembles slightly. Within that brilliant radiance, another power has coalesced coalesced aside from my own aura, one whose depths are more unfathomable. Zayne. We've known each other for so long that numbers are meaningless, and we once shared what seemed like the most intimate of touches and tender moments. Yet when we let go, it's as if only confrontation and estrangement remain between us. I turned toward the golden spire, standing serenely in the depths of the divine tower. The Agenru spire, containing all the universe's realms within, is the divine artifact Zayne treasures the most. Several golden Enzus, their beaks and feathers sharp like knives, circle around it. Another one flies in and disappears in a golden glow. Where's your master? The Agenru spire won't answer me. The corners of my lips curl up. His absence is only to be expected. Otherwise, he'd try to stop me. It's only natural that I protect Niava and save my people. Yet he's determined to lead Niava toward destruction and annihilation. A golden Enzu lands on my fingers. I let it nuzzle my hand and exhale. When we first met, he promised to make all my wishes come true and stand by my side. Long before the first grain of sand appeared in the Hyrule Desert, before the first raindrop fell into Otama's riverbed, my feet had already touched Niava's chaos and dust. All grew under my gaze and touch, and people learned to survive by following my divine edicts. I guided them to build their homes, and I severed every monster's head for them. They devoted everything they had to worship me and used the most noble word in their hearts to address me as Goddess. An omnipotent guardian, perhaps this is what it means to be a goddess. For a very long time I do everything within my power to protect every sunrise and moonrise in Niava, until I met another god. Have you thought it over? I jumped down from a boulder. The god whose name was Zayne withdrew the Agenru spire. His expression was colder and harder than stone.
I have declined your offer more than once. I shall not carve my name upon your destiny stone.
I let out a derisive snort and drew my sword in an attempt to strike, but the blade's light had vanished without a trace before it could even reach him. See, with your immense strength, you can be a guardian of Niava. I can tell you don't belong here. Yes, you're like the sun that belongs to another world. If you don't carve your name upon the destiny stone, you disappear like sand.
Once my name is carved into it, the trajectory of our fates will be inseparable. Are you desperate to forge an important covenant with a man whose name you only know?
Why not? I told you my name too, did I not?
You're willing to go to such lengths to make me stay. All for the sake of protecting these mortals?
His intense gaze fell on me. For some reason there seemed to be a trace of anger. Yes. Correct. Don't you think humans are fascinating creatures? Despite having lifespans as fleeting as shooting stars, they create so many wonderful things and have astounding ideas.
I almost forgot. You've always been like this. You never change. Stop.
He turned, walked away, and left behind a cold warning.
Following me.
Of course, I had no intention of listening to him. In this land, people passionately pursue what they desire. All of Nyava belongs to me, and Zayne will be no exception. He's standing in the same realm as I am, after all. But before I could catch up to him, an unexpected battle left my body severely damaged like never before. It was also then that I realized my body would deteriorate because I thought there would be a day when I perish. And Zayne was actually the only god who could provide me succor. The season's threads are woven by your hand. The scales of creation rest within your wisdom's palm. I leaned back to the reddened bed and stared at the distant firelight and crowds while humming along to the hymns that drifted over intermittently.
Is being worshipped and praised by humans truly a joyous thing?
Being praised, yes. The songs they're writing with continue to improve. I shifted to the side so that there was room on the bed. Then I put Zayne down to sit. He still maintained that cold, indifferent demeanor. He brushed aside the sheer fabric draped over my shoulders.
You're willing to risk your life in endless combat just for insignificant praises.
Zayne, are you saying this because you don't like my people, or are you concerned about me?
Neither.
He scooped up water from the jar to wash my skin that had recently healed. Then why did you rush into the black mist to rescue me?
Your questions seem endless.
Which means you'll have to get used to it. Although I was concerned about the black mist that appeared, I decided to focus my efforts on convincing Zayne to stay. He possessed power that even I could not match, and he could heal my body. I couldn't let him slip away. Shouldn't you reconsider my offer? We're more than strangers who know each other's names now. I gave him a meaningful look. When he had healed me, I had been somewhat unconscious. However, I remembered more than he thought.
I don't need you to care for me.
I grabbed his hand and sat on his lap. According to Nyava's laws, you belong to me. You have no right to refuse.
Do I look like someone who follows those so-called laws?
I smiled and kissed his eyelid. You can push me away?
You don't know anything, yet you dare to open your mouth.
Although he remained calm, his gaze was reminiscent of a deep pool where dark torrents surged beneath the surface to warn me.
Let's assume the final outcome of us being together is eternal separation, or even obliteration. Would you still accept it?
You and I haven't even experienced the beginning. Why are you already thinking about our ending? Being afraid of a future that has yet to occur is a waste of time and betrays our true feelings.
Then enlighten me. I'll lend an ear to your desires.
Zayne, give me your name and your fate. I recalled the vows people typically said when proposing and hastily picked one. I'll treat you well until I breathe my last breath.
I will remember your promise for all of eternity.
He finally took my hand and slowly spread his fingers until they were intertwined with mine.
If I agree, then I want you to stay by my side forever. Starting from this moment.
Starting from this moment, I shall forever remain by your side. Within the brilliant golden glow, my god responded to me.
Our names will be carved together. From now on, I shall ensure your every wish comes true.
Our vow still echoes in my ears. On the Destiny Stone, our names remain closely intertwined. But that black mist, the appearance of the Vestrian, quickly became the beginning of the conflict between Zayne and me. He did not protect Niava as I had wanted. Instead, he allowed the Vestrian to bring catastrophe and devour my people's home. I was wrong to have those thoughts back then. How could a god who governs annihilation possibly harbor goodness and mercy toward Niava? My fingertips are pecked twice, which makes me return to the present moment. I unceremoniously poke the bird's head. What? You still want to protest on his behalf? The golden Enzus suddenly lets out a shriller cry before pecking my palm with greater force. Fresh blood immediately wells up. Before I can react, it spreads its wings and flies back into the angry spire. Wait, you... In this empty, ethereal space, golden light flows like a river. It constantly shifts into intricate patterns. I'm inside the angry spire? That golden Enzu! My instincts make me immediately chase after it. Yet when I finally see it, I watch as it plummets into the void, and fierce flames erupt where it falls. The bird is reduced to ash and smoke. A sudden sharp pain shoots through my heart, and I clutch my chest. Something strange appears on my palm. I open my hand and see the bloody marks left by the golden Enzu's beak. They dry and solidify into a crack across my palm. I soon understood what the strange line meant. The golden thread entwined in my hair suddenly snaps, and the broken jade cuts off a strand of hair. I hear a silent lament from Otama. Niava's rivers, Otama and Ingar, are akin to the two most vital arteries in my heart. But now that one river has stopped flowing, the body called Niava is about to lose life's luster. I must save Otama. As always, the sun rises. It shines on everyone's faces and on the river water that lies as still as a mirror.
What are we supposed to do if the river stops flowing and dries up?
Don't worry. Our goddess will protect us. Tama will not dry up.
We should hurry to the divine tower and offer sacrifices. Only then can we ask the goddess to bestow her divine guidance.
Walking along the riverbank, I can hear people discussing Otama's strange condition.
Maybe the goddess deliberately stopped the water to prevent the wheat fields on both riverbanks from being flooded again?
Indeed. If this is planned by the goddess, then we should follow suit.
It's time to compose new hymns. We must sing and abide by the actions of our goddess.
The worry lingers on humans' faces for only a moment. They soon hum new melodies and continue on with their daily lives. I steer the river water. Ripples spread across the surface, but they vanish in a blink of an eye. They are disappearing too swiftly. This matter isn't simply a problem with the river's flow. Something is messing with Otama. Samyad throws several small stones. The ripples are fainter and disappear faster.
How strange. The river water is stagnant. Is this truly the goddess's will?
It isn't. At least, I believe it isn't. Samya is the current ruler of Niava and the only person I associate with. However, I only tell her that I'm the goddess messenger. I always disguise myself as an ordinary person when I meet with her. The goddess should already be aware of Otama's condition. She won't let disaster strike.
Of course. Everyone in Niava believes our goddess shall give her blessings and protect us from evil. Even the most unruly waters will inevitably yield and obey her.
The beautiful ruler respectfully bows. She intends to make me convey her reverence to the goddess. That mischievous mirth I know so well appears in her eyes.
I wonder, how is our goddess? Have our offerings of gold and jade brought a smile to her face?
She's well. Why do you ask?
You've told me before that she is deeply troubled because of a man.
Back then, it was because I wanted to break into a Vestrian. Zayne and I didn't speak for a long time. It just so happened that Samia was leading a group of worshippers at the Divine Tower. I couldn't help but share a few things. I didn't expect her to still remember. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to inquire about such matters. I tried to gloss over it, but displeasure and helplessness surfaced in my heart once more. After treating my injuries, Zayne vanished without a trace again, and at some point he also took the Angur Spire from the Divine Tower. He certainly returned to the Divine Tower, yet he won't even see me. How infuriating. But I'll admit, I have never truly understood him. In addition, I even know less about what he wants to do.
That man must be exceptionally outstanding to win the goddess's favor. Beautiful roses always have sharp thorns, but everything under the heavens belongs to our goddess. A mere man will certainly bow down at her feet.
You're right. Our goddess is omnipotent. She will never admit defeat in front of him. After Samia leaves, I ensure no one is around. Then I cup a handful of river water and blow on it. The water in my palm floats into the air, strand by strand. They unfurl into a flying carpet that's as soft and crystalline as a cloud. Take me to the upper reaches of Otama. Mist spreads as the night deepens, and the subtle presence in the wind becomes increasingly pronounced. The closer I get to the source of Otama, the more certain my suspicions become. This presence is the same as what I've been exposed to before. It's Zayne's power. Is he stopping the river from flowing? Several strands of complex emotions are ensnared in my heart, and the flying carpet woven from water seems to sense my restlessness. It speeds up. Suddenly the river's surface, shrouded in a mist, is slashed by golden blades as several golden Enzus soar. Golden Enzus. Zayne is here. They fly without delay, as if something urgent is driving them forward. Seeing that I had caught up, the golden Enzus cry out as they change direction. They quickly head toward the river's source. As if passing through an invisible barrier, violent winds materialize around me. They stir water to create towering waves. At the end of the river's source, a monster covered entirely in crystals is entrenched. Strange, chaotic streams of light swirl around its body. Its mountain-like physique is blocking the water's flow. No wonder the river is stagnant. It's hideous and unlike the ones in the Vestrian. The The god who has been pursuing it wields his bow as he floats in mid-air. The mist is stirred, and it swirls around his body. Under the dim moonlight, Zayne's expression is cold and ruthless. His golden arrows are aimed at the injured rowing monster standing in the water.
This is where you shall perish. Struggling is a futile endeavor.
The severely wounded monster attacks frantically. I quickly leap into the air, while the flying carpet gets smashed into the water.
Shouldn't have come to this place. Leave.
Zayne keeps his gaze fixed on what's ahead. One hand holds his bow while the other traces golden runes in the air. He intends to teleport me away. All of Niava belongs to me. I can be anywhere in this world if I so wish.
Over here. Don't give it another opening.
I grab my sword and fly to Zayne's side. The monster pivots and charges toward us. Perfect. Let's see how sharp my repaired sword is. Zayne raises his hand and summons the angry spire. Brilliant light spills out from the golden divine artifact. A burning mark is etched onto the monster's body.
Aim for its weak spot.
I see it. My vision is consumed by the refulgent light, as the power of resonance imbues my blade with tremendous energy. I swing my great sword to attack. Meanwhile, Zayne's fingertips on the bowstring blaze with a spectacular radiance. The longbow is drawn, its appearance akin to the perfect full moon on the tremendous force.
Let's make this quick.
Golden arrows carrying apocalyptic powers pierce the monster's body at the same time. My sword strikes where the mark guides me. That should finish it.
Something's not right.
Violent tremors, accompanied by agonized roars, shake the land as the riverbed and area under the monster crumble. The dying beast bursts forth with terrifying energy, as if it's trying to devour the space around it.
Go!
Several golden runes quickly become entwined around my body. They are about to push me toward the distant place. By some uncanny impulse, I tied the hood onto his hand. Our surroundings disappear like rushing river water during our rapid descent. Before my consciousness is devoured by boundless darkness, I only remember that trace of warmth I'm clutching tightly with my fingers. I refuse to let go. Bone-chilling coldness washes over me again and again. I call up. In the cracks between the universe and time itself, golden eternity's gaze lands on me. Who is that? My name? I want to see the voice's owner, but a hand suddenly covers my eyes.
There's no need to rush. There's no need to rush. You need to sleep for a long time.
The cold sensation fades. A warm golden light envelops me.
There will be a day when we meet again.
Warm liquid is splashed onto my face. There's a moist sensation and the metallic scent of blood fills my nostrils. I open my eyes.
If you had woken up any later, you would have been swallowed by the sea of sand.
Seemingly alive, waves of white sand slowly rise and fall. They surge toward us again and again. Looking at the arm around my waist, I lift my head. Zayne is sitting against the black stone about half a person's height. He's holding me in his embrace to an extent. A golden barrier envelops us to keep the endless waves at bay. Where are we? Inside the monster's stomach?
Worse, I'm afraid. This place is inside its protocore.
What's a protocore?
You can think of it as its heart. If this heart devours us and absorbs enough power, that monster will resurrect itself.
We can't let it do as it pleases. We must get out of here as soon as a sticky sensation on my palm makes me freeze. I look at the wounds covering Zayne's body. A moment passes before I tentatively reach out.
It's blood. You're not mistaken.
Are you actually injured? It's not an illusion created by the protocore?
My injuries aren't serious.
But his blood continues to fall, and the golden barrier starts to waver. Zayne, who has always been invincible and all-powerful, is actually injured. Take off everything you're wearing. Seeing him not move, I use one hand to tear away the remaining clothes on his body, while using my other hand to retrieve the water pouch from my waist. I pour water over his wounds. This is holy water from the tower's pool. Once the bleeding stops, you should feel better. He lowers his gaze and watches me wash away the bloodstains and dirt from his body. You also healed me like this when my body collapsed for the first time. He mostly likely recalls those distant days, those times when I'd at least embrace him with a smile.
I was gentler than you in your current strength.
You have more words that will incur my wrath.
I don't know what I could say that wouldn't make you angry.
I let out a soft hum and grab his hand.
Why are you helping me?
When you were fighting that monster, you set up a barrier to defend the village by the riverbank, correct? The river water's stagnation isn't related to you. You helped Niava, so I will help you. I release his hand and notice something unusual. I gave him a large amount of power to heal his injuries, yet my body doesn't feel any discomfort. On the contrary, it's Zayne who, despite possessing power far greater than mine, was actually injured to this extent. Was the monster truly formidable, or is this cursed place affecting Zayne? Many doubts gather in my mind. I decided to ask Zayne about it. Speaking of which, I've fought near the Vestrian many times before, but this is the first time I've seen a monster covered entirely in crystals like that. Do you know of its origins?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this is also the first time I've seen it in Niava.
Zayne turns toward me, churning waves of sand, yet he seems to be looking at somewhere farther away. I follow his gaze, but there's only an endless expanse of white. Hopefully, it will be the last time too. Why did that monster appear? How did you discover it?
As you can see, I happened to spot it while passing by. Nothing more, nothing less.
I refuse to believe you passed by Utama's source on a whim.
Then let's say I went there to clear my mind.
You're a god with a heart of stone. You need time to clear your mind?
Anger, sadness, fear, dejection. I can perceive the same emotions as you.
I can't tell. Don't you think this place is very peculiar? peculiar? My body, which contains needs to be healed, is unharmed, but here you are, covered in wounds. I suppose this place likes you more, so it wants to devour you more.
That depends on whether or not it has the ability to do so.
Zayne traces another rune in the air, and the barrier immediately becomes wider and more expansive. It envelops a larger part of the desert.
I need to recover my strength. Don't leave until then.
Do you know how to leave this place?
I don't, so we might as well destroy it.
How is that difficult? We don't need to wait for you to recover your strength. I grab my sword's hilt, and a gentle power flows through my body. This unprecedented condition gives me more confidence. Leave it to me.
Wait.
I stand on my tiptoes and immediately transform into a golden arrow. I swift ascend toward the night sky that's as black as ink. One moment later, Zayne watches the golden arrow fall like a meteor. It returns to his side and transforms into a figure he is most familiar with. Dust and sand swirl. Draping his outer robe over her, Zayne closes her eyes and silently focuses on restoring his powers. Zayne spends the day meditating to heal his injuries. With nothing else to do, I can only wander around the desert that's covered in golden light. Within his strange space, there's no distinction between day and night, and the color of the sky isn't clear. There's only a faint strip of white behind the distant clouds. It could be the outline of a spire's stop or a broken crescent moon. I build a bonfire. While I'm listless piling up sand, Zayne quietly sits down beside me.
The Divine Tower?
Correct, and it looks like your injuries have healed to some extent. Zayne opens his palm, and the Angu spire manifests above it. Aside from the light being somewhat dim, there are no other abnormalities. Here, drink some water. He looks at the water pouch I'm holding, but doesn't move.
My hands hurt.
Haven't you recovered?
Do you typically argue with the injured?
Resigned, I help him drink the water. Then I recall my harvest from the desert and pull out a few orange carrots. I could only find these. There's nothing else that's edible. Eating something might help you recover faster.
That won't be necessary.
I already tasted them for you. They're not bad. And they're crisp.
I'm leaving.
He quickly returns to the Blackstone side, sits down again and dawns on a dignified, serene appearance. I'm left alone with the carrots. I watch his figure and inexplicably sense a hint of feeling in defeat. 2 days later, I lose interest in sand art. Once I built an entire city-state out of sand. I soon find a stone slab.
There is no sunrise or moonset here. Keeping track of time is meaningless.
I'm not keeping track of time.
Then what are you doing?
I'm drawing you. I blow away the debris and dust. I point out the crooked lines that vaguely resemble his figure. This is how you appeared when you were injured, and this is you when you let me give you water. Over here is how you looked while recovering. When we return to the tower, I put it in the most prominent place. You remember such disheveled moments whenever you see it.
Childish.
Let me show you something that's not childish then. Using my memory, I carefully draw symbols in the sand before me. Several rocks here had these. It was almost like someone carved them. Assuming their text, these symbols don't belong to the Nyavan language. Can you read them?
This space doesn't truly exist. It's simply a shadow cast from somewhere else. These symbols might be from the past, or perhaps they exist in a more distant future. In either case, they're of no use to us.
Are you saying that everything we're seeing and touching is an illusion?
No, you can actually die here.
A few days later, it starts to rain in the desert. I don't like the rain. It represents rust, shapeless mud, and sometimes overflowing rivers, but the rain here is beautiful. Countless fluorescent blue raindrops fall like stardust from the distant realms. They cascade through golden halos, and their splashes leave shimmering glimmers. If what you said is true, then do these droplets also come from the past or the future perchance?
Neither. They are time itself.
I don't understand. He raises his hand and the angry spire gleams with golden light. It's more brilliant and dazzling than ever before. In other words, Zayne has fully recovered.
We'll leave once the rain stops.
Alright. How strange. I don't feel the joy I expected. There's only a subtle melancholy. When we return to Nyava, will we go back to being how we were before?
What do you mean?
We'll only appear to be cordial when the reality is that we're emotionally distant, like strangers.
Do you want us to be like that?
I shake my head. I know you have things you need to do. There are secrets you can't discuss with me. But I've also speculated countless times. I thought maybe you never truly intended for Nyava to be destroyed. After all, there are many things you wouldn't need to intervene in.
What is the answer you desire?
You might as well tell me I'm wrong. You being destruction to Nyava and always be my enemy until the end of time. Then I could steel myself to treat you harshly. I speak coldly to mimic Zayne's tone. Unexpectedly he shows a hint of amusement.
I don't intend to let you fulfill that wish. I also don't want you to always be angry with me.
The rain's gentle pitter-patter has ceased before I realized it. The clouds have thinned, and that white glimmer has become a little more clear. Zayne withdraws the golden barrier, perhaps sensing its impending destruction. The desert falls into an unusual silence.
Go back. Nyava is waiting for you.
Once the last words leave his mouth, a tiny cold droplet suddenly falls into his palm. What's that?
It's snow.
What's snow? I've never seen it before.
Your Nyava doesn't have snow.
After the first one falls, a multitude of those cold white flower-like specks drift down. My attention shifts to the curious phenomenon as I catch the cold descenders and note their appearance. All of them look different.
Every snowflake is unique.
It's similar to how every person in this world is different. The snowfall grows heavy and shows no sign of stopping. It mixes with the white sand and doesn't melt. I crouch down and scoop up a handful. Pure sand and snow. They're indistinguishable from each other.
Once they fall, they're fated to melt. Everything in existence cannot escape decay and annihilation.
He holds my palm, and the cold wind immediately blows away the sand and snow from my hand. But destruction is the only force that can bring about new life, yes? I catch a falling icy droplet again. Like Niava's denises, the weeping that accompanies death resounds as a new life cries for the first time.
It's time to go.
The angry spire rises from his hands, its massive body settling onto the snow-white sand and manifesting a brilliant golden magic circle. As soon as I reach out, Zayne tightly grabs my hand. The warmth he transfers dispels the cold from my fingertips. When I step into Agnew Spire's magic circle with him, I look back at the heavy snow that's gradually covering everything behind us.
This snow is unworthy of your affection.
The violent tremors and blinding white light makes it seem as if the world is collapsing. Then I'm pulled into an embrace that's as cold as snow. I will still remember those brief, dreamlike days long after they've passed. In my memories are the silvery sea of sand, luminous blue rain and swirling snow, and the warmth of Zayne's palms and embrace. Utama begins to flow again. People gather beneath the divine tower to thank the goddess for once again granting them shelter and hope. However, a vague sense of worry and unease still lingers in my heart. It spreads with every drop of blood that flows and diffuses into blurry nightmares.
Are you awake?
Yes. A ray of morning light shines into the divine tower. It draws a sharp line of light and shadow across the smooth tiles. Groggy, I sit up in bed and watch Zayne dress himself. In an unhurried manner, he puts on his accessories.
You had nightmares last night and cried out in your sleep.
Is that so? I don't remember anything. I suppose I did have a dream. It's most likely a terrible one, which is why my subconscious doesn't want to remember it. What did I say?
I only heard you cry out, Niava. Then... you gave me a good wallop.
Truly? Where did I hit you? Let me see.
Here.
I look intently for a long time before finding a barely visible streak of blood on his neck. It's better now. A few golden anzus land on the tops of the pillars. They cast a golden glow. Dazed, I catch sight of Zayne smiling very faintly. Since returning from Utama, our relationship has improved considerably. Whenever I wake up, I often see him.
You're afraid of something.
I only knew you had the power to destroy the world, but I didn't know you also had the ability to interpret dreams.
I can tell simply by looking at your eyes. Special powers aren't necessary.
I clench my fist. The crack on my palm still exists. It hasn't disappeared even though the river has begun to flow again. Is it possible the golden anzu that turned to ash in the angry spire represents Niava? Should I ask Zayne directly? But then he'd be aware of the fact that I accidentally entered an angry spire. I choose my words carefully. Zayne, I remember you saying your divine gaze can see those that are about to meet their end. So, what you can see currently is Nyava included?
Yes.
I see. And not for a moment, I can't think of anything else to say. So I can only respond with silence.
I thought you'd be furious.
I am the goddess who protects Nyava. If I lose my composure, then Nyava's future will fall further into a pit of hopelessness. Besides, didn't you say that you wouldn't let Nyava be destroyed? Can I assume that? I smile and place my both hands on Zayne's shoulders. The end, you see, isn't necessarily set in stone.
I'll have to be more careful with my words when you're around. But you also understand that without an end, nothing new can arise. This is the unshakable law that governs all realms. Do not even attempt to touch fate's forbidden territory.
Such as the veteran? I sigh. My relationship with Zayne has improved so much as of late. I don't want to get into another argument with him again. I understand. I won't take any risks. I give him a hug before jumping down from the bed, just as I'm about to head outside.
Where are we going?
My belt gets caught and I turn around. I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll walk around and think about how to save Nyava.
Come with me then.
He pauses. His fingers that rest on my waist falter before tightening their grip. He clears his throat.
There's a gift I want to give to you.
Zayne leads me through the city alleys. On the streets and by the riverbanks, there are busy, ecstatic humans everywhere. Zayne covers his eyes and I wear a veil. At this moment, we're simply two lovers walking hand in hand amongst the crowd. What is this gift?
This is the third time you've asked this question.
I'm doing my best to restrain myself for the third time. Curiosity about the gift overshadows the slight unease in my heart. Yet what I'm more interested in is... Giving gifts isn't something you do. Where did you learn this from?
Many humans do this. It's not hard to learn.
While speaking, he walks to a wooden stall and lifts the grass cloth curtain that provides shade.
Is Sagria here?
High Priest? It's been a long time since I've seen you.
An elderly woman walks out of the wooden stall with trampling steps, and once she sees Zayne, her ringlets are filled with happiness.
I'm here to collect the honey and dates I requested before. This amulet is for you. Place it by your pillow. You won't have headaches anymore.
Oh my. You still remember that.
The elderly woman thanks him repeatedly. After accepting the amulet, she brings out a jar of golden honey. Upon seeing me beside Zayne, her smile widens to the point where her ears are almost a thin line.
You have a wife now. You two suit each other very well. Come, this bottle of mead is for you both. It's
a wedding gift. A ceramic bottle is unceremoniously given to me. Although I'm stunned at first, I quickly get a mischievous idea. Thank you, but we haven't sought guardians at the Divine Tower yet. If the goddess doesn't approve, then we can't get married.
This is a wonderful thing, though. How could the goddess not approve?
Sagria. The dates?
Oh, yes, the dates.
After bidding farewell to Sagria, Zayne carries the heavy dates and honey. He also takes the meat from my arms. Why did you buy so many sweets?
They're for divination. We need to please the goddess.
How can you be so certain that the goddess will like them?
We can find out.
He holds a date out in front of me.
In all of Niava, Sagria's pickled dates taste the best. Would you like to try one?
Full of anticipation, I eat one from his hand. It's sweet enough to slay a goddess. Near the riverbank, Zayne knocks on the door of the mud house. An honest man greets us.
High Priest, the wild herbs you asked me to pick are here. Will this suffice?
That's enough. Thank you.
As Zayne examines the basket of unknown plants, I talk to the man named Xavier. What are these herbs used for?
I'm as clueless as you are. These suddenly appeared one day in the wheat field behind my house. I was gonna cut them down and throw them away, but the High Priest passed by, saw them, and asked me to sell them to him instead. He also paid me to set aside a small plot of land. I was told to let the wild herbs grow there. Now he visits regularly to buy them.
If Zayne treats them as important, then could the herbs have special properties? I take a small piece and taste it. It's bitter with an unremarkable texture, and unlike the plants humans might forage. Zayne turns toward me.
The herb is poisonous. Spit it out.
Are you sure? My response is accompanied by my gaze. I'm the goddess after all. How could a tiny plant possibly poison me? But Zayne immediately reaches out.
Will you do it yourself?
But Zayne immediately reaches out and grips my jaw.
Or do you need me to provide assistance?
I'll do it myself. Under Zayne's intimidating gaze, I can only spit out the herb and swallow almost a pot's worth of water to detoxify. We continue walking downstream along the riverbank. The clamorous voices fade to an extent, and smoke drifts from the tranquil villages. After Zayne exchanges a few words with Shepherd, we gain an Eve as a companion. Honey, dates, a Eve, and this basket of white herbs. None of them look like Zayne's gift. Resting in the shade, I use a bundle of fresh grass to distract the Eve and prevent it from eating the basket of poisonous herbs.
Eat.
Where did you conjure these sweet cakes from?
I ran into an acquaintance earlier and they gave them to me.
He spreads the honey he obtained on the wheat cakes and hands them to me along with a few figs. You know so many people. When you weren't at the Divine Tower, were you befriending every mortal you saw?
I wouldn't call it that. I merely had a few chance encounters and we became associates.
Those humans are fond of you. You don't actually dislike Niava. The humans here don't annoy you either.
I never said I dislike Niava.
I gently punch him. You could have explained this to me earlier. Yet you let me have misunderstandings about you for so long.
Yes, it's my fault.
Unable to tell if I am more annoyed or amused, I poke the corner of his mouth. Remember, your mouth isn't just for eating and drinking, it's also for explaining. And kissing me.
I understand.
The Eve, having eaten her fill, settles drowsily by my feet and dozes off. I gently stroke the soft wool on her head. Now can you tell me why you stopped me from entering the Vestrian? You're also letting it erode Niava. Zayne looks away and his fingers trails along a young tennis sapling beside him.
A tree's growth. From the moment it's planted to breaking through the soil, sprouting, growing branches and leaves, and finally taking root. Watering, fertilizing, providing support, all must follow proper timing and the natural law. Once what you provide exceeds what it can bear,
With only the slightest infusion of golden light, the sapling snaps, the sound is painfully harsh. You're saying that taking action against the Vestrian would only accelerate Niava's destruction.
you could interpret my statement as such.
Then when will it be the right time to eliminate it?
Not at the present moment.
After passing through another wheat field, Zayne finally brings me to our destination, a home that belongs to farmers. After unloading the items the Eve had been carrying, a weathered woman welcomes us into the house.
High Priest.
How has Nagan been these past few days?
I followed your instructions. I carried him to the river each day to wash him and fumigated his room with torches. He's been awake for longer periods, but the evil presence on his chest still hasn't disappeared.
Let me examine him first. She is an envoy from the Divine Tower. She shall bestow the goddess's blessing upon your child.
I feel a gentle push at my back. Realizing what's expected from me, I nod respectfully to the woman. She wipes away her tears and bows to me in return.
May the grace of the goddess descend upon this place.
Come with me.
A clay lamp burns inside the mud house, its meager light revealing an unconscious child on the bed. His face is contorted because of the pain, and his breathing is shallow yet labored. There's a fist-sized lump at his chest. I've never seen this kind of illness before. Unlike gods, humans fall ill and age. I've also listened to many people's voices praying for recovery at the Divine Tower. Priests distribute talismans and amulets for dispelling illness and plague. Other than that, humans can only pray and wait.
There's no fever, and the blood spots on his body have faded significantly. We can expel the evil presence from his body today.
Have you examined this child many times before?
Yes.
Before entering, I noticed several walls of linen in the corner of the courtyard. They're burial shrouds that were apparently prepared for this child. Do you plan to use your power to heal him?
I shall cure this child, but I won't use my power. This world already has methods to free him from his suffering.
Zayne hands me a bundle of poisonous herbs and a ceramic bowl.
Help me crush these herbs to extract their juice. After that, you can feed it to him.
But these herbs are poisonous.
If they can produce the correct effect, then they're no longer poisonous.
I feed the vicious juice to the child, then I turn to see Zayne taking out the jar of honey again.
After driving away the evil presence from his chest, we need to apply honey. What you'll need to do won't just be bestowing the blessings of the goddess.
Amidst the tearful prayers of the mother outside, Zayne heats a thin blade over the flame for a moment.
Remember everything I do from this point forth.
There's no moon tonight, and the stars scattered across the night sky are like glimmers of light on a dark river's surface. I sit by the riverside to recall the events that unfolded in the room.
The toxins in the juice can temporarily numb his senses, so he won't be in too much pain. After removing the tumor and surrounding necrotic tissue, mix fine salt and honey. Apply the poultice here. This will help the wound heal. Then use sheep's milk to detoxify him and nourish his body.
Zayne's voice was calm and quiet, his movements composed. With his care, the child's pained expression gradually disappeared.
He will survive.
Zayne's actions feel unfamiliar to me. In the depths of my heart, there's always been a faint tremor. It's as if something is about to break through the soil and emerge from the earth.
Clean his body every other day, but don't touch the wound. You can feed him more sheep's milk.
Zayne gives the eve to the grateful woman before walking toward me.
What are you thinking about?
I'm wondering why you brought me here today and why you wanted me to see these things. I used to think that illness like death was unavoidably suffering. Everyone was born to endure it. However, it seems that's not the case.
Illness doesn't stem from fate's punishment. It comes from every grain of sand, every breeze, every drop of water, every morsel of food we consume. Everything in this world could potentially become a source of disease. So if you want to cure it, you must seek answers from this world.
I blinked, unable to fully understand Zayne's words, but the trembling in my heart was stronger. When you healed that child, you didn't use any divine power. That means healing can be accomplished by ordinary humans.
Your people possess wisdom. They will do even better.
He turns his palm over, and the angry spire materializes in his hand. Guided by his fingertips, a thin, slender golden thread is slowly drawn out from within it.
Give me your hand. This is my gift to you.
The winding golden thread extends into my palm and touches that crack.
Your gift has a name. The Principles of Medicine.
When the golden thread intersects with the crack, a brilliant radiance suddenly spreads across my vision.
Tell me, what do you see?
I see a vast expanse of flames. The people of Niava have lit bonfires.
Listen carefully. Why are your people no longer cheering?
I can't hear their voices. Beside the bonfires lie countless people with agonized faces, similar to that dying child's. They're convulsing, struggling, bleeding from their bodies. Black clouds buzz and writhe around them. They're pulling torches from the bonfires to chase after those black clouds. Then they set them ablaze. The crimson flames ignite the black clouds, and they soar and shriek as they rush toward my divine tower. The falling sparks transform into flames that lick the hem of my dress. I stumble backward and fall into the embrace behind me.
Don't be afraid. Look down at your feet.
I lower my head and see countless newborn green plants growing. They wrap themselves around the steps and cover the raging sea of fire. People harvest them, draw clean water, preserve the flames, and sterilize sharp blades with fire. They do it in the same way Zayne did.
All of this, everything you see, you can call it medicine. It's a tangible form of the principles of medicine. Knowledge meant to heal diseases and recover from plagues. From now on, your Niava will never again be driven to desperation by disease.
It's not long before an unprecedented plague arrives in Niava. I taught these principles of medicine to Samia in the form of divine prophecy. Soon as the suffering people lit fires, killed insects and flies, gathered unfamiliar plants they had never before recognized, and consumed their extracts, they began to ask about how the blood in their body flows, why their hearts are able to beat, and how their bones support them. The looming shadow of disease gradually fades from Niava. After that, Zayne gave me more gifts. Iron casting, metallurgy, water management, land reclamation, calendars, mathematics. Each gift ultimately made life more vibrant through people's wisdom. The city-state grew stronger, and my Niava achieved a glorious prosperity that filled me with joy. The crack on my palm had also faded considerably. In the plaza before the Divine Tower, a massive statue of Goddess stands completed. The crowd bursts into enthusiastic cheers and cries for admiration.
We crafted her body from precious lapis lazuli and traced her features in gold. Please convey our most devout love to the goddess of Niava.
I have heard her response. She likes the gift.
May her majestic radiance and glory be everlasting, and may she grant Niava eternal prosperity and splendor.
Samia and I stand amongst the elated crowd. We smile at each other.
And may this statue, like your appearance, never be touched by the erosion of time.
Samia seems to have already guessed my identity, yet she never says it outright. I pretend to not notice her assumptions. Samia, no one can escape time's gaze.
Then, I hope that in the days to come, your smile will remain just like it is today.
I touch my cheek beneath the veil and subtly clear my throat to suppress my smile.
So, the man who troubled the goddess gave her his heart?
Why are you always thinking about matters of love as the ruler of a nation?
Love brings happiness and fills people with longing and fascination. That's what makes our goddess shine with joy.
Under the bright radiant sun, everyone is dancing and singing. Utama and Inga flow endlessly, and the bountiful harvest will fill the spacious granaries. The city walls made of lapis lazuli and glazed stone become more magnificent, and the poets' melodiously songs travel with ships to distant lands. I gaze toward the top of the Divine Tower. I know Zayne is also looking at Niava, me. Ready to wave at him, I raise my arm. A sharp pain spreads from my palm. It encompasses my entire body. An ominous premonition immediately wells up in my heart. I open my slightly trembling palm. The crack that had been troubling me turned into an open wound. While cheers surged like a tide in the plaza, the angry spire deep within the Divine Tower emanates several streaks of light. Zayne holds a fractured protocol. The monster that had been entrenched at Otama dropped it. At the time, he followed the Angus Spire's divine guidance and traveled to Otama's source to destroy the magical array he had once created there. Unexpectedly, the array originally meant to separate two realms had transformed into a massive monster after accumulating energy for countless years.
If I don't destroy the remaining magical arrays, she and Niava will face an even greater disaster.
But that would be the herald of an even swifter farewell.
Why are you sad? Before everything was created, the ending had already been written. For her, its early arrival should be a better fate.
The golden Anzu softly calls out as it flies away from Zayne's finger. It once again disappears into the angry spire's rotating ring of light. I hurry back to the Divine Tower as the stinging pain in my palm announces a cruel fact. The gifts that Zayne gave to me, which were actually facets of a civilization, did not change Niava's path toward destruction, but... Besides, didn't you say that you wouldn't let Niava be destroyed? Can I assume that the end you see is necessarily set in stone?
I'll have to be more careful with my words when you're around.
Zayne wouldn't make empty promises. He gave those gifts to me because he has a plan. Zayne, what do you intend to do? My intuition tells me Zayne won't say anything, so where will I find the answers to this mystery? The golden Anzu core passes overhead. Following its shadow, I spot an angry spire in the distance. The mark on my palm appeared after I accidentally entered it. If I enter the angry spire again, will I discover something new? I failed to enter Angry Spire. An invisible barrier blocks my path, and the runes that appear on it bear the same pattern as Zayne's golden ornament. Perhaps I need to obtain the key that opens it from Zayne. What are you doing? I wrap my arms around Zayne's shoulders and see him holding a reed pen. He's drawing a wet clay tablet. The outline looks somewhat familiar. It reminds me of the new statue that humans carved for me.
I'm drawing you.
He looks at my eyes and eyebrows before carving 2 more lines.
The statue is grand and beautiful, but the face is too rigid. It's lacking a certain charm.
His gaze flits between my face and the clay tablet.
Now I can say it's 70 to 80% accurate.
Haha, you're a god who controls the fabric of obliteration, yet you're unskilled when it comes to creation.
Is that so? I believe it's drawn well. The features are very accurate, and it captures your essence too.
Zayne slowly traces my forehead, then his finger trails down to my lips.
Here, here, and here. They're drawn with great precision.
I can't tell. I make a move to bite that mischievous finger, but Zayne gently holds my chin in place.
No matter. I've already completed my most important creation. It's all right if other things are left wanting.
What is your most important creation?
It's a secret.
I look at his chest where one pendant stands out conspicuously amongst the golden ornaments. It's the same term as the runic pattern on that barrier of the angry spire. If I get it, I'll be able to enter. I feel slightly guilty, but I must know what Zayne plans to do. Otherwise, I'm afraid there will be consequences I can never undo in the future. Zayne, there's a full moon tonight. Shall we go outside to look at it?
All right.
The moonlight is hazy. Far away the sounds of singing and dancing from the city can still be heard, but they quickly fade into the night wind and soft chirping of insects. On the terrace of the Vine Tower, I arrange the food I bought from the market on a table and sit down next to Zayne on the rattan bed. Try some. I requested these honeyed sweets be made according to your preferences.
Cinnamon, pine nuts, and cashews. Although it's delicious, it's a little bland.
That's impossible. I watched them make these myself. They added this much honey.
It's very bland.
I watch Zayne skeptically as he eats 2 more pieces with the same unfazed expression. I think for a moment before tentatively leaning in to give him a kiss. You're lying! It's so sweet! I scramble to find water, but he catches me with one arm and pulls me back.
Aren't we admiring the moon? The water is over here.
Once I drink it, he continues to hold my hand and allows me to rest against his chest as we appreciate the moon. The pendant is right before my eyes. It's radiant so bright that it almost hurts to look at. A long time passes. Then I take a deep breath as finally make up my mind. Zayne. The moonlight is beautiful. Wouldn't it be a bit of a waste if he didn't do something? He's caught off guard, his gaze drifting to the places of my clothing conceals.
Your body is...
Does it only have to be when my body is on the verge of collapse?
We're outside.
The Divine Tower in its entirety is mine, and you also belong to me. Does it matter? To keep him from finding more excuses, I put a sweet into my mouth, wrap my arms around his neck and lean down. The sweet easily stirs up feelings of pleasure, but when savored more carefully, it becomes far more intoxicating. In the narrow space between our mingled breaths, Zayne slightly turns his head away to avoid my eager pursuit. The kiss that misses its mark lands on the corner of his lips. It draws out deeper, lingering breaths.
Is this a gift for me, or a new punishment?
I lower my head and rest my cheek against Zayne's shoulder. My lips touch the spot where his heartbeat pulsates against my neck. With every syllable, I can feel his skin become damp beneath my breath. Do you want me to stop?
I should not, but my heart doesn't want to.
His arms that are wrapped around my waist tighten. Silent waves surge to churn in his eyes. They scatter with the fine golden flakes from the candlelight. My name, held between his teeth, melts faster than the sweet on our lips and tongues. After helping Zayne settle into a comfortable position, I carefully removed the pendant and approached the angry spire. It operates silently. I look up at it, but I hesitate because I realize I'm about to see a truth. Perhaps I'm overthinking this. I shouldn't have deceived Zayne. No, I must know Zayne's true purpose. Even if the consequences are terrible, I'm willing to bear them. When the pendant touches those runes, golden flames spread out from the angry spire and envelop me. My vision blurs, my consciousness falls before this golden light, and the cracks of the world open before my eyes. Golden Enzus carrying threads in their beaks fly past me. Each flap of their wings shakes off golden dust. Those particles gather at my feet and spread out into countless endless rivers in the blink of an eye. Everything appears to be the same as last time, yet there are several differences. If the angry spire contains all the worlds in the universe, then each river leads to a different world. But I'm not sure which river I should step into. I look at the wound on my palm. I hesitate for a moment before cutting it. A fresh blood seeps out. One of the golden Enzus turns toward me. The river it guides also pauses for a few moments. It's that one. Holding vines carry an hour heavier than death itself. It pierces my body while hollow reverberations echo endlessly through the boundless darkness. Between Jack Mountain ridges, a massive stone gate blocks the winding gravel path before me. A figure clad in grey robes materializes before me. After circling for a moment, the golden Enzu lands on his shoulder.
Deity who has trespassed into Everlost. Listen to the Gatekeeper's counsel. Your footsteps can go no further.
A secret ever lies beyond the stone gate. Please don't block my path. He looks at the pendant I have. Its light now dim.
You're not the first deity to set foot here, but Everlost shows no mercy to visitors.
Are you referring to the owner of this pendant?
His divine miracles once shook this realm.
Zayne has been here?
His power has grown weak, and that supreme god is about to meet his end.
Unable to tell if my thoughts were frozen from shock or from the cold, I hear my own stiff voice. What brought that god here?
Beyond the seven gates, a stone was nestled in the Netherworld's bosom. The Creatio Stone. It could create life and resurrect the dead. It rested in an eternal slumber until that god took it.
Creating life, resurrecting the dead? What did he do with the Creatio Stone? As soon as the question leaves my lips, a truth vaguely reveals itself in my heart.
Only a divine soul of a certain weight can resonate with it. Goddess, who bears the aura of the Creatio Stone. Have you already forgotten the eternal realm's bone-chilling cold and darkness? That is where the dead slumber.
When those words fall, my heart stops for a moment. The cold that sweeps across eons darks my soul back to blurry yet vivid bloody memories. The pain one could feel in their bones and death's doorstep, the suffocating darkness. I can't remember anything else. It's fine. There's no reason to be afraid of a death that has long since passed. I steady my breathing, only to realize something. Zayne, he knows I died. That's why he resurrected me. It seems our fates were already intertwined long before our first meeting in Yava. The Creatio stone is precious. When he took it, he must have paid an equivalent price. I could almost see the heavy stone gate slowly open. The familiar figure enters without any hesitation. Zayne, what price did he pay to resurrect me? What did he lose? The grey figures sigh are like the murmurs in one's sleep, a lament song for those who never return.
Goddess who has been resurrected, if you dare to endure the gaze of each stone gate and withstand the erosion of darkness, I can let you witness it with your own eyes. The past that has long been obliterated.
I'm willing. The weakened golden Enzo screeches and lunges at me. The sharp feather heads straight for my eyes. The pain is more unbearable than death itself. I dig my nails into my palms and barely manage to keep myself from closing my eyes. While I'm in a daze, the golden Enzo seemingly carries me through the mist's dark berries. It soars to those looming layered stone gates. With bones dance brightly, rivers of blood boil, and thorns leave crisscross bloody marks on a body stripped of power. I see that his figure silently passes through one massive stone gate after another. Only a single golden Enzu is by his side. Warm blood splashes onto colorful flowers that rest on the countless bone fragments. Beneath his feet, it's quickly absorbed. Countless greedy whispers echo around his ears. They wait for the moment he falls so that they can devour him. Zayne.
You shouldn't have followed me here. My power is about to be consumed by Everlost. Leave, before you're also devoured.
Don't go any further. It's as if my spirit possesses the bird by his side. The words I speak transform into shrill bird cries. I'm unable to stop him. Zayne looks at the void. Not far off, a brilliant yet ice-cold lapis lazily sits on one end of a scale forged in gold. It weighs the scale down while an empty pan on the other side awaits.
That's the Creatio stone.
He steps forward, his slightly trembling fingers reverenting caressing it. Once again, eerie whispers arise. The voices don't belong to a single soul, yet they're seemingly an echo of every spirit between heaven and earth.
The Creatio stone is extraordinarily heavy. Look, that god no longer has any bargaining chips left.
His glory and authority have been stripped away by the seven gates, and his divine power was spilled along the path he took to get here.
Give up! Give up already! Let us consume the remains of your flesh and blood!
His remaining power coalesces in his hand. He places his faint glimmer on the other side of the scale, yet the beam doesn't budge.
It's not enough. It's not enough. Nothing is more precious than the Creatio stone.
In his palm, a mass of fresh blood swirls like crimson mist to become another weight of the scale. The golden beam tilts ever so slightly before returning to its original position. That's enough, Zayne. My words can only become the Enzu's mournful cries. Then his hand moves to his own heart. Radiant light illuminates the vast netherworld. When the heaviest object from his body falls upon the pan, the balance tilts.
I shall exchange this for the Creatio Stone. I will give her a new life and a place to rest.
The translucent gem falls into Zayne's hand as he struggles to take out another equally brilliant crystal formed from fresh blood. The crystal slowly melts into warm divine blood and drips onto the gem whose color is like lapis lazuli. A long time passes until first heartbeat emerges.
Death shall no longer be our destiny this time.
I feel like I spent a lifetime in the Angry Spire. But when I return to the Divine Tower, the moon hasn't even moved westward. Carefully placing the pendant back, I can't help but gently smooth his slightly furrowed brow. He gave everything he could give to secure a future where I could survive, to construct a world where I could find shelter. Now, this world is in danger and I will perish along with it. I'm certain he shall pay another devastating price to save me. I used to be sad before. It seemed like you didn't care about me and wanted to do everything that could make me angry. But now, Zayne, I regret it. These words aren't spoken aloud. I rest my head over where his heart is. I would prefer it if you never liked me. I'll stop you this time. I will face my fate, Niava's fate, on my own. However, the angry spire didn't exactly tell me what Zayne plans to do. I racked my brain for many days and secretly made preparations to the best of my ability. Although I wished Zayne was more straightforward and told me everything, he never gave me the answer I wanted, no matter how I tried to probe indirectly. So, when Zayne suddenly invited me to go to the Vestrian, that day has arrived. A premonition of separation and indescribable melancholy welled up in my heart, but I put on a carefree smile. Alright, let's go. Having seen it countless times before, the Vestrian is the same as it's always been. Dust and sand fill the sky, and black mist enshrouds everything. Yet Zayne stands by my side and fights alongside me to eliminate monsters after monster. When I asked you before, you said the Vestrian couldn't be destroyed yet. Is today that time? A monster is destroyed because of Zayne's attack, and he turns to hand.
When you fought the
And he turns to hand me a strangely shaped crystal.
monsters here before, they'd always come back, yes?
Correct, but they're dissipating now.
It's because their protocores have exhausted the last of their energy.
I take a crystal from Zayne's hand. He said their protocores are these monsters' hearts. Even though it looks as brilliant as a gemstone, it brings disaster.
It isn't merely a harbinger of catastrophe. Its true potential lies beyond that. But for now, Niava in its current state cannot utilize its true purpose.
Must I wait for another time? He doesn't answer me again. I take a deep breath and channel the small flame of frustration rising in my heart into my sword. I slashed the next monster. The time spent in these fierce battles is fleeting yet extraordinarily long. The last monster is annihilated. In the blink of an eye, the black mist and thorns vanish. The corrupted land that once brought countless disasters to Niava is seemingly swallowed up by an invisible vortex. I should feel a sense of relief, yet the heavy feeling in my heart hasn't lessened in the slightest. The ground violently shakes, and our surroundings ripple with invisible waves. They grow larger and larger until the first crack appears in their center. What is this?
The Vestrayan has vanished. Perhaps this fissure can be considered a wound left after removing a malignant growth.
He stops before it and turns to look at me.
Let's go.
The evening breeze stirs up a gentle, harmonious rustle amongst the trees. A stream flows past the undulating rocks and stones. This is the valley where we first met, but it was eroded by a Vestrian centuries ago. It became a desert with yellow sand. Is this a dream?
No.
Zayne holds my hand as we disturb the babbling water. It's cool, and I can feel every strand of water flowing through my fingers.
I remember you saying you wanted to claim me as your own when you first saw me. And you planned to take me back to the Divine Tower.
You drew your bow and nocked an arrow, and the projectile penetrated the mountain. I had never seen someone so powerful and handsome before. Of course I couldn't let you escape. Looking back now, that day was a first meeting for me, but for Zayne it was a reunion he waited a long time for. When you saw me back then, what were you thinking?
I thought I was very fortunate. The first person I encountered in this world was you.
Was seeing a beautiful goddess fall from the sky an unforgettable experience?
That beautiful goddess was preoccupied with gawking at me. She then proceeded to slip on a stone and fall. Indeed, it was truly unforgettable.
As if he were going for an ordinary stroll, he leads me through groove after groove of trees' shadows. They sway with starlight.
We are in the depths of the Vestrayan.
If we go through here, where will we find ourselves?
Do you want to know?
I don't. I stop in my tracks and tightly grip his hand. If we reach the end of this world, he might leave me. I want to stay here. I don't want to go anywhere.
Then let's stay. I also don't want to go anywhere.
The passage of time becomes insignificant. If we desired to see the sunrise in the sky, daytime descends. If one wished to see the stars, the sky would become black, expanse covered in specks of light. There are mountains and rivers, lakes and streams, green meadows, flowers, plants and trees, and even houses. This place is like a small world created by a nameless deity. It was made for me and Zayne, and we're the only two living beings here. Zayne and I have never been apart for every moment we spent in this place. Even a deity in this world, unknown to anyone, would willingly become an ordinary person driven by love. I'm still trying to use every possible method in our brief time to hold on to Zayne. I attempt to glean any hint or clue from his words. But he continues to look at me with his calm, gentle gaze. He doesn't say anything. This is for you. I place a clay figurine made from river mud in front of Zayne.
So that's why you were digging up mud by the river for several days.
He takes the figurine and examines it carefully.
Is this me?
It resembles you, no? This is the most handsome one among all the clay figurines I've made.
I thought you would make a pair.
I actually did try to do that, but I kept breaking. I remember how you used to heal my wounds. You're more likely to succeed in making a pair compared to me.
Didn't you say I'm not good at creating things?
But you're still constantly trying to fix everything, whether it's me or Niava. Zayne, this world keeps improving because of the gifts you've given me. It has absorbed the nourishment from those facets of civilization.
You're the one who made it a wonderful place. This world will no longer need Zayne.
But I need you. I need Zayne. Our surroundings are quiet for a moment.
Did our time here make you happy?
If it were possible, I'd wish everything was like this for all of eternity.
If it were possible, would you be willing to stay here for all of eternity?
I nod, then I shake my head. We both have things we must do. You're going to leave, am I mistaken?
Lava is akin to a plump seed that has already stored enough nutrients.
Zayne avoids my gaze as a phantasmal seed appears in his palm.
However, now is not the time to plant it. In a place that's infinitesimally far from this world, there are errors I must erase.
He closes his palm, and when he opens it again, golden light has gently enveloped the seed.
The proper soil shall only appear when those errors are gone. Only then will this seed break through the soil, sprout, and grow. The time you spend in Niava will seemingly last an eternity. You'll be happy.
Those distant grand stories leave his lips as if there was a single leaf gently falling. Yet the weight they have in my heart is heavier than the mountains. So that's what you need to do. I sweep away the phantasmal seed and force my voice to remain steadfast. You protect Niava and me so that nothing can get through. And you'll face the dangers and death yourself, is that it? Why would you think I could accept your sacrifice and devotion with a clear conscience?
I'm sorry. But even if it is selfish, I shall always make the same choice.
He presses down on my hand. A golden light flickers and an object emerges from beneath our overlapping palms. The Destiny Stone? Panic floats my heart. I struggle desperately to break free, but my body won't move. Zayne, if you erase your name from the Destiny Stone, you'll disappear forever and never be able to return to Niava. Familiar golden light pours out from between our intertwined fingers, and the power within my body surges. On the black stone tablet, surrounded by golden radiance, Zayne's name is being erased bit by bit. You promised to carve your name. You were the one who wanted me to stay by your side forever. He looks at me carefully. His focused gaze makes me feel as if he wants to etch my appearance into his memories before fading away.
From now on, this world no longer needs me.
I rush back to Divine Tower, using the shortest amount of time. Unsurprisingly, the angry spire has disappeared with its master. My footsteps echo through the vast hall, yet when I realize I'm the only one in this tower, an enormous emptiness engulfs me. It's like Zayne had never existed. It shouldn't be like this. It can't be like this. I catch a glimpse outside. I stop and look at it in disbelief. Scattered frost and snowfall drift down from the sky.
Your Niava doesn't have snow.
It must be Zayne. He's going to protect Niava. I must find him right now. I almost stumble as I run behind the altar and turn the mechanism hidden beneath the floor tiles. In the small room beneath the altar, the golden Anzu that once carried me through Everlost is huddled in the nest I built for it. My apologies, I kept you confined for so long. This is one of the preparations I made in advance. Once Zayne leaves, I will never be able to track him down again. I contemplate my next move. I can only rely on the Angry Spire. The golden Anzu can't exist without the Angry Spire, which means it shall fly to it no matter what. And that's where Zayne is. I cradle the golden Anzu, cut my fingertip, and let my blood drop onto its sharp peak. Take me to Zayne. Anzus are born from Zayne's power. Regardless of his current location, every bird can sense his presence. The bird I brought back from the Angry Spire staggers before flapping its wings. It flies toward the depths of the tower. It seems Zayne is still in the Divine Tower. When my foot touches emptiness, the sensation of weightlessness follows. Golden Anzus wave and dance before my eyes. The sight doesn't surprise me, but there's no river paved with golden dust this time. The rapid descent doesn't cease. Golden threads from the bird's mouths crisscross, interwave, and extend into fragment images.
My snow won't melt. Promise me you won't cry anymore. Follow the jasmine's fragrance.
These scenes, without order or causality, spread out before me, piece by piece. They form the face of me and Zayne. In the depths of my soul, a corner that was never touched has already loosened.
Now they shall never wilt. To save him from darkness, to be his sanctuary amidst rime and gale. Stay away from me again when dawn greets the world once more.
He's immobilized by black ice crystals. He's holding an umbrella beside an ancient tree. He's in a field of white flowers. He's in an endless expanse of thorns. He's under a green aurora. He's in front of a gravestone in a cemetery. These fragmented images flash repeatedly before my eyes. Each one comes to an abrupt halt at yet another farewell. The golden Anzus bound to these broken scenes let out shrill cries of sorrow before fading away. My eyes burn, and the tears that scatter are swept away by the falling wind. That's me and Zayne. That is our past, or perhaps the future? One end of the golden thread is suddenly placed into my hand, as if being held up by a pair of gentle hands. I slowly stop falling. Meanwhile, the golden Anzu that brought me here spreads its wings and flies toward the depths of pure white. Tightly grasping the golden thread in my hand, a brilliant magic circle slowly materializes in my periphery. He's waiting for me there. If everything I've seen consists of memories of what has happened and what has yet to happen between us, even if every encounter between Zayne and me is destined to be incomplete, I will always go to Zayne. My gaze, overwhelmed by light, slowly recovers. Yet I feel like a suspended wisp in this overly bright white room. Zayne is standing in front of more than 10 tablets made of materials I've never seen before. Images I don't understand flicker across from them. He's here, but he can't see me.
Aingru, perform another calculation.
I have received the command. Conducting calculation attempt number 271,828.
The images on tablets change repeatedly in silence. Countless calculations flow across them.
Root Z0905 has been successfully calculated.
Beginning simulation of Route Z0905 solution.
The simulation has failed. Based on historical data and model parameters, no successful pathway exists. The optimal solution is the predetermined plan you have previously inputted. No evacuation of life forms is necessary. The 271,828th calculation has been completed. All pathways converge on the same result. The margin of error is 0.00000000001%. Should I flag the fatal flaws in this pathway?
That won't be necessary.
He lowers his gaze. His fingers trace those code images before finally falling to his side in silence. In all the time we spent together, I've never seen Zayne reveal a complex, indescribable expression. My heart feels as though it's being squeezed by an invisible hand. What? You are allowed to hide everything from me, but I'm not allowed to catch you off guard for once? Zayne, you're... Before I can release the rest of my frustration, I'm pulled into an embrace.
You shouldn't have come here.
Why should I listen to you? I want to counter with the fiercest tone I can muster, but the uncontrollable hitch in my voice makes my words sound unconvincing. Stroking his back, I feel Zayne's warmth. It's real and tangible. Time passes. As for the amount, I don't know. Before those images vanish, a bell-like sounds ring out. We slowly return to our senses and gradually let go of each other as if we woke up from a dream. Neither of us speaks for some time. Then, my frustration gets the better of me and I can't help but give him a good poke. I told you that most are for explaining. I asked you so many times and gave you so many chances. I didn't give you permission to leave me.
It was wrong of me to keep secrets from you. However, separation is already the best outcome for us.
Says who? I hate separation the most. Nothing about it is good. I grab Zayne's hand tightly to prevent him from trying to abandon me again. Niava is the world I'm meant to protect. No matter what happens, I should be the one standing on the front lines. Even if the only possible ending is destruction, I refuse to let you face it alone.
All right. Then stay here with me.
I breathe a sigh of relief and take in the strange, mysterious scenery around us. Are these the errors you mentioned? The ones that need to be erased?
It's not just these.
Zayne traces a faint pattern in the air. 2 circles, each a different color, yet partly overlapping, immediately appear.
This world exists separately from Niava, but both coexist within the same universe. The fate of destruction has already descended here. It won't be long until it has no connection to Niava.
He cuts through the boundary connecting the 2 circles. The black circle gradually disappears without a trace. Only the golden circle is left behind.
Thus, the last connection between Niava and this world will be severed like that.
If it disappears, then Yava won't be destroyed?
Something to that effect. As for where we are at the moment, you may think of this place as my divine tower.
You're not just a god in Yava, you're also a god here. The ground beneath our feet shakes without warning. Sounds akin to rumbling from underground echo from outside the room.
Be careful.
When Zayne pulls me to his side, the shaking stops. Is your divine tower collapsing?
Yes. This place is already in ruins. It could collapse at any moment from those kinds of tremors.
In the pause between flickering lights, Zayne pulls open an inconspicuous door in the wall and leads me through. We hurry out of the pure white room as the sounds of debris and cracking echo behind us. Before us stretches a long dark corridor where the wind whistles through fissures in the walls, its mournful reverberations resounds.
We're heading to the top floor. We need to disrupt the magical array there. Only by completing the separation of the two worlds can the Angru Spire reconnect with Niava.
You'll accompany me, yes? He takes my hand and begins walking through the dim corridor. Along both sides of the passageway, there are flickering lights that barely illuminate our surroundings. Everything is dilapidated and decayed as if it had suffered through chaos or an instance of ransacking in the past. I don't know what my foot touched, but the wall in front of me suddenly flashes with scenes I've never seen before.
My lord, why do you no longer show us mercy?
You've already seen us in the ruins. If even you have abandoned us, then is there anything left for us to believe in?
Are we not devout enough? Have you decided to stop answering our prayers?
Save me, my lord. I don't want to die like this.
The sounds from the images on the wall reverberate against my eardrums. Shocked, I grab Zayne and stop in my tracks. And all those angry, desperate, anguished faces turn toward the same person. Zayne,
They once claimed this world as their own.
There are more secrets hidden behind his straightforward words, and the fragmented light casts shadows across Zayne's profile.
Do you want to continue listening to this story?
It might be a tale that will tell me what I've always wanted to know, everything about him. If it's about you, I want to hear it.
All right.
Each display circles through different images repeatedly. The newest one shifts. Countless transparent tubes are arranged in neat rows throughout a massive room. All of them have symbols I can't understand.
In this world, humans had no names, only numbers. Those individuals pursued maximum efficiency and discarded everything they deemed useless or detrimental to their world's progress. They worshipped the principles that would make this place perfect.
The principles. Are they similar to water management, land reclamation, calendars, and mathematics you taught me back in Java?
Those who mastered the most fundamental and profound principles were called gods. In that regard, it's very much like your Niava. So, the gods used their principles to bring their world longer lifespans and endless happiness.
In the next image, healthy children grow up, and the gravely ill recover quickly. People took much longer to reach old age and die.
Time passed, and in the eyes of humans, gods were omnipotent beings who granted every request. So eventually, they demanded eternal life.
I remember the day Zayne taught me those medical principles and the small plant that died in his hands. The gods didn't respond to the request. In other words, what they wanted was something this world couldn't support yet.
Wishes went unfulfilled. Only shattered hopes and disasters arrived. To humanity, the gods became bringers of obliteration. We can't stay here any longer. We need to go, now.
He takes my hand again, but he holds it tighter this time. I watch as the thin tubes in the display disappear. They are replaced by images of crystal stones, one after another. There, humans who ignore the warnings cheer for those beautiful crystals. The images on the corridor's walls continue to shift. Humans pursue principles that exceeded the world's capacity to sustain it. But it only accelerated their world's ways toward irreversible destruction with greater clarity and speed. Natural disasters and human calamities played out in endless succession. With nowhere left to turn, people remembered the gods of yore. They gathered and angrily accused those deities, mournfully prayed to them, and humbly begged for mercy. Day after day, this facility was surrounded by humans desperately hoping for salvation. When the blizzard arrived, they finally realized they could no longer receive divine protection. They turned and left, their footsteps disappearing into the apocalyptic snow that had never stopped falling since it began. Then, my face flashes briefly across the display. Even though I learned about my past, fate, and Everlost, seeing my face there still leaves me feeling disoriented. I don't stop to ask Zayne about it. My past death must certainly be a memory that Zayne never wants to revisit. Let it remain buried in this tomb. Reaching the end of the corridor, it feels as though I've finished reading the entire lifetime of this world. The door leading to the building's top floor is right in front of us. If this place was once the seat of a world's glory, then it's nothing more than a cliff overlooking ruins now. Heavy snowfall and freezing winds bite into my skin, and I finally see the scenery outside. Jagged, damaged black ruins jut out from the ground like desperate struggling arms. They pierce the frost and snow that blanks the earth. The world is frozen in deathly silence, and the setting sun fiercely bathes everything in warm hues. Is this what happens to a world that has strayed from the natural order?
Yes. The scenery here was once beautiful as well.
When people choose to idolize truths that surpass the natural order, the outcome was already predetermined. Regardless of whether it's protection or destruction, setting aside these meanings imposed upon oneself. Even gods are doing what should be done within laws and the natural order. The trampling beneath my feet continues, but in the blink of an eye, I seemingly return with Zayne to the Divine Tower. In the place we've protected, the waters of 2 rivers nourish Niava's endless vitality. When the enormous sun gently sinks toward the horizon, the dry evening wind carries the sweet fragrance of dates and songs from the city gates.
I calculated every possible outcome, but it has already strayed too far down the path of an erroneous natural order.
His calm voice pulls me back to reality.
I don't have any regrets. However, within this incorrect order exists a single variable.
What is? Accompanied by violent trampling beneath my feet, a massive magical array unlike anything I've ever seen manifests.
This is the final connection point between Niava and this world.
A massive golden Enzu struggles out from the strange magical array. Black crystals cover its body. It's not a golden Enzu, it's a monster similar to the one from the river source.
Watch out!
A massive longbow materializes in Zayne's hand, and I raise my hand to summon my weapon as well. As soon as he draws the bowstring, my black sword transforms into his arrow. Golden light cuts through the air as it rushes toward the monster.
Doesn't need to be corrected. True redemption lies in utter obliteration.
After the giant bird-like creature falls, black energy fragments drift down, reminiscent of Kalmati's ashes burying an old world. The tremors and rumbling from the world below grow stronger. They transform into ripples that destroy this facility. Zayne, is it over?
Yes.
The pungent scent of blood fills my nostrils as Zayne's blood-stained figure appears. The angry spire activates in his hands as a familiar golden magic circle projects beneath our feet.
Go. This is your last chance to leave.
You're telling me to go back to Niava? Alone? Zayne, you liar. You never planned to leave with me from the start.
You are correct about one thing. I only know how to bring about ruin, so I truly am unskilled at creation. The severance is complete. This world will no longer corrupt Niava, and it won't drag it down into the abyss. After this, your Niava can peacefully wait in the universe. It shall wait for when it's ready to break through the soil and flourish.
In this moment, I think I finally understand. Zayne, I'm the variable you mentioned, yes?
To be more precise, it is my selfish desire.
If gods have selfish desires, then he must want his beloved to live.
My power has been nearly depleted. Fortunately, yes, we still have time to watch this sunset.
So that's how this world's final sunset looks.
It's very beautiful. I should send you away from here now. Give me your hand.
Even if it costs me everything, I shall be the one to protect you this time.
You actually gave all your power to me.
You have already given me so much more. Our destinies were intertwined countless times more. I wish our next encounter could find its perfect fulfillment. Will it ever come true, Zayne?
Your wish will come true. Don't leave me. Before the snow stops, I'll wait for our union.
As the last ray of sunlight passes over the frozen twin rivers, no one witnesses the peeling of dark blue blaze and the time's winds of the crumbling of clay tablets that recorded a glorious past. No longer do devout worshippers chant the goddess's mighty name and glory, nor does anyone listen to the loving words the deity whispered into the hidden corners of the universe. Pure white swirls down from above the blanket, every sound and breath of life in the world. What was once the goddess has fallen into a silence more enduring than death itself. Within the cold and quiet, she waits for the next reunion with her beloved. At the end of the tower's long staircase, the angry spire erupts with brilliant radiance, and that light instantly devours the goddess's dwelling. The divine tower collapses and shall become one of the countless golden threads within the angry spire. The lonely deity will also step into eternity and become a silent watcher once more. Before the blinding white light fills his gaze, he turns and glances upon this world. The golden Enzo spreads its wings, its brilliant golden feathers transforming in the wind and snow. They become as translucent as ice. It's an ordinary morning. Groggy, the administrator yawns, rubs his eyes, and pulls open the library's weathered doors from inside. Cold wind seeps through the gap. Caught off guard, he shivers.
It's cold.
Fixing his collar, the administrator quickly flips the closed sign over.
Why is this here?
He picks up the old book that somehow fell to the ground, dusts of cover and places it back on the shelf. The sound of footsteps fades away and silence returns to the library. Faint morning light shines along the window frame and touches the organized bookshelves. On the book's spine, a snowflake silently melts.